In 2.5, there's also this question about percentiles using an ogive. So interpreting percentiles, we're going to, like I said, we have this ogive. It's going to represent the cumulative frequency for quantitative reasoning scores on the graduate record examination in a recent range of years. So this is where I've kind of seen percentiles as well. It's usually with some type of testing. So this is the quantitative reasoning scores. So we have these scores, and this is an ogive. So remember, we have our frequency distribution over here, and this is going to be in percents. So remember, when we use percentile actually has to go up to 100%. So each little mark would have been like 1, but they don't mark every 1, they just mark every 10. So to fit it on there. So let's just see what kind of question they have with this ogive and using percentiles. So we have what score, oops, let's get off this guy. So what score represents the 70th percentile? Since they gave us the 70th percentile, they're using the y-axis. So I come across here and I connect with the ogive, and I come across this point right here. So if we come down here, we're going to try to find what score goes with that. And it looks like it's probably that 158. It could be 156 or 158. I see if it's going by twos. 154, 155, 156, 157, 150. It's actually going by 1. So it's either 157 or 158. My eyes are kind of bringing me down to this 158. Now, again, you can try to use straight edges and things like that to put up on your screen and see if you can kind of bring it down and see what it does. And if I use a straight edge, it seems like I'm sliding towards that 158. So what should I interpret about this score, though, is if you had a 158, that means you did 70% better than the rest of the population that took that examination test. So that's not bad. So which score represents the 40th percentile? So the 40th percentile, if we come across here, looks like we're hitting this spot right here. And if we come down, that looks like it's at 150. So the score is 150. So if you scored a 150, what that's saying is you scored 40% better than the class, and 60% of the people did better than you. So that's not quite as good. So what percentile is a score of 140, and how should you interpret this? So if I go to the 140, so if this is 142, looks like 140 would be there. Looks like it's a little bit below 10. I could say like 9%. So if you scored a 140, you would be like in the 9 or 10th percentile, which means you only did 9% better than the class. And that means 81%. I'm sorry, actually 91% of the students did better than you if you scored around 140. So that's not really good. Scoring a 170, if I go to the other end of the spectrum, 170 brings me up to here to this spot. That looks like that's about maybe 98%. If I'm using some good estimation there, since we're going kind of by ones there. So 98% kind of means you did better than 98% of the people. Only 2% did better than you. So if you were in the 170 score, you did really well on this examination. So that kind of helps you interpret how we would interpret percentiles using an ogive.